Okay, well, my name's Gavin Pond. I work here with Pam Brown, and we run the Nailsworth Community Workshop. Um, we've been doing it for 2.5 years. We went to a meeting at Barnwood Trust about Christmas, and we had a very interesting talk with a man who I've forgotten his name, and he mentioned the men's shed concept in Australia, and it's something that really spoke to us. We already had a makers morning which we had various craftsmen coming to. But the idea of opening it up into a more accessible situation, we really liked the idea. So we came back and did a bit of research about men's sheds, spoke to a few people. Age Concern had done a bit of work on it, so we spoke with them. And we advertised, sent out leaflets and posters, got about 500 posters printed up and put them in all the local shops and the library and the doctor's surgery and all the places. And we had a meeting. We had about 7 or 8 people turn up at the first meeting, which was okay. It was a good group.
So who comes to the men's shed and what do they do when they're here?
Well, everyone, I think our youngest participant we've had has been 12 and our oldest has been 90, and everyone in between. But fundamentally, it's mainly people that are not working at the moment. So some because they might be a house husband, quite a few have retired, some have had various mental health issues, so they're not working at the moment. But yeah, it's a mixture of ages.
And where do you think the men's shed will go? What are the guys doing now?
We started off with our first project of making a chess set for the park. There's a little park opposite the workshop, and we're going to make a large chess set to put in the park for the town to use. So that's been our first project. We've been turning chess pieces, making the chessboard, casting concrete blocks to hold the pieces in place. So yeah, that's our main project. We've also had a small project on the side that a couple of the men have organised themselves, making some picture frames from a beautiful old engraving of Nailsworth, which they've then got reproduced, and one of the guys used to be a picture framer, so he's taken on framing them, and they're going to sell them to raise money for the men's shed.
And I guess what do you think the future of the men's shed is? What would you like to see happen, and what do you think the group would like to see happen?
My hope is that as more people come and as it becomes more established, that it really becomes its own entity, is that it's not really about me deciding what happens with the men's shed. It's about the people that come to it deciding what happens. So I've always had that in my mind. It's quite different to the other projects that we run here, that the other projects are very directed. We choose where we want it to go. We're very clear of the outcomes that we want. Whereas the men's shed, I suppose our outcome is to actually get people together doing something. And quite how that develops and how that goes is depending on who's here.